Good evening, fight fans. It's Iron Ike here. As always, with my compatriot Specs, how are you doing?
Uh, they call me sissy. They call me slut. That's not my name. That's not my name.
I, I sometimes I wonder. So this match is is well underway. We chose it. We don't know either of the fighters here, but we chose it specifically because we don't see a lot of Rose get played, and we wanted to commentate a match with Rose.
And this is in fact a match with Rose. I had a thought I was going to talk about, and I'm just going to keep rambling until I remember it. And here it is. Cammy definitely needs to get close to get her offense going. She has the tools to get close, but Rose has quite a few tools that make it a bad idea to approach her. So I'm guessing this will be rather interesting. Cammy having no trouble though getting in close and having her way with Rose, as it would be.
Yeah, that's three throws in a row. She's cross up to close it out, but mix up after mix up. And it's funny, walking forward and throwing somebody two or three times in a row, it counts as a mix up because there's no way anybody would ever do it, right? So it can very easily screw with somebody's mind if they're not reacting very quickly.
Definitely. And once again, Cammy is all over Rose here. And that's one thing that's kind of frightening to play a zoning character like Rose versus a melee offensive onslaught like Cammy, is that once she's past all of the projectiles and all of the tricks, she's basically there. Like she's in your personal space, and that's a tough thing to contend with.
Fantastic slide under Cammy's super move there, or special I should say, and following with a combo of her own into super. That was pretty fantastic, and she's going to keep the pressure on here. And what do you do when you're stuck in the corner against Rose's dash punch? You lose the round.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great use of Soul Satellite. Very, very clever using the grab attempt to not have the Soul Satellite hit because there's no hitbox on screen when someone's being grabbed or teching one. So very, very clever play with Rose's Ultra 2 there.
Nice reaction Dragon Punch from our Cammy player, and pressure in the corner. So we'll see what she does with the mix-up this time. That's one throw, but no, Rose is not fooled. Comes back with a 5-hit combo of her own, does a fair amount of damage. Back to the corner with the cannon spike. Yep. Soul Satellite.
Yeah, she's busting out the Soul Satellite. This is kind of twofold, and I was about to say it should keep Cammy afraid from getting in, but a well-timed EX Spiral Arrow quickly ignores the fact that the Soul Satellites are out and puts Rose in another terribly tricky position.
We have the Desperation. What's Rose's Rush Punch super move called? Do you know what that's called?
Her Soul Drill. It's like Soul something. Just Soul in every one of her names.
Okay, well we'll call it Soul Punch from now. She ended up there with a Desperation EX Soul Punch. It obviously was not
Soul
proof.
Spiral. I remember Soul Spiral.
Okay, right, that makes sense. Anyway, great match. But yeah, a rushdown character for like Cammy. When she's pressuring you like that and throwing the mix-ups in, it's very hard to react. And frankly, not that I'm a Rose player, but I would have enormous difficulty reacting as Rose. She doesn't have a lot of easy go-to, say, dragon punches or spinning bird kicks or anything that she could go to.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Rose doesn't have the explosive attacking power as far as speed goes. Like she can react with pokes, but she doesn't have like a Ryu style Dragon Punch or any other thing. She definitely has a slower, more methodical approach, almost like a Dulcim. And that's another character who does not want a character like Cammy anywhere near him. But the second match is on, and we have Cammy once again using her offensive onslaught to get Rose right where she wants her in a corner.
Yeah, for sure. Rose is kind of a slow fireballer, and Cammy read 2 fireballs now so far, and that's all it took to push her basically all the way into the corner. Busting out the Soul Satellite here with some pressure of her own. Oh, kind of a brilliant throw there. Cammy player was a little too scared to act.
It was a bit of a shame that Rose used the back throw there, but she didn't have too much trouble putting Cammy back in the corner. Uses a well-timed soul throw and closes out the round.
Yeah, pretty gutsy soul throw, but it's a decent move, does decent damage.
Yep, for sure. So here we have Rose once again, and you can see Rose is very hesitant to start throwing fireballs again because this Cammy is not afraid to jump forward. Usually, jumping forward has a lot of disadvantages, but if you know exactly when to do it, it's a very powerful option, and this Cammy is making great use of it.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I do like from our Rose player is that she's using her EX, or sorry, her focus attack. And Rose's focus attack is pretty decent. It comes out quickly. She's got a decent backdash or forward dash out of it. She's using that quite a lot to keep herself just out of reach. Now it's risky, obviously, because Cammy's got so many moves that close distance, like that one, for instance. But for the most part, it's served her pretty well. Nice job keeping her in the corner this time. We'll see what she does.
Yep, for sure. And once again, we have Cammy in this tricky situation, and once
Why'd
again
you pull her
falls
out?
for the very same grab setup. Both Soul Satellites hit, but unfortunately Rose doesn't get a terrible positioning advantage out of it.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, I'd say it's a disadvantage. Decent damage on those Soul Satellites, but they've got a lot of combo ability and fun to be chasing down your own fireball. I think she just could have used them a little bit better just by simply not pulling her out of the corner. Oh, and this is going to hit and take her out for round 2.
Yeah, you could see that both players were making excellent reads. Rose clued in to Cammy's jumping forward with a jump back, but just when Rose got complacent and decided to throw a fireball, Cammy ended the round with that ultra. So here we go, round 3.
Yeah, for sure. I think our Rose player really needs to be careful about the fireballs. That's about the only thing that's really risky that she's doing these days. We see the Soul Spiral punching through Cammy's spiral heal or whatever it's called.
Yeah, no worries. I'm a giant nerd, so I know most of the Street Fighter special moves. It is Spiral Arrow or Cannon Drill, as it's been called in the past.
God, you're so nerdy. Great job by our Rose player to be poking, and pushing her back while doing damage. It's one thing to keep the pressure on, but to actually be doing damage regularly. Wow.
That was a
huge
great
miss soul throw.
That was a great soul throw, and so smart from the Rose player. She did that soul throw knowing that the satellite was coming around and would hit Cammy if she tried to punish it. But we're right down to the wire here now.
Yeah, what's going to happen? This is exciting stuff. Match point. Nope. EX, whatever the hell it's called from across the screen.
Indeed, and the EX whatever is a really good special move. And this Cammy did use it quite a bit, but Rose was not cluing in for the most part, and Cammy takes the set of matches. So good job, Cammy.
Yeah, for sure. That was a lot of fun. Nope, none from me other than I think the fireballs are what killed our Rose player. She didn't really use them to zone all that much, and they cost her at least 4 or 5 serious combos throughout the match.
For sure, but not a bad Rose player regardless. I wouldn't mind seeing more of Aqua in the future. So this has been Specs and Iron Ike signing off.
Take care, folks.